saying it, that everything that's happening in Nigeria, between Nigeria and Biafra, between Muslim Nigeria and Christian Biafra, are being documented by the global community. And at the appointed time, they are going to release evidences that will show that Biafra deserve to be a sovereign nation, and Biafra deserve to separate from Nigeria. All the diplomatic engagement around the world currently now concerning Nigeria is facing a global resistance, given what the stand of the Nigerian government in killing of Christians. When Amnesty International reported a few days ago, was a very big indictment on the side on the side of the Nigerian military, who people see, as not really giving security, but protecting the security of people who are bent on destroying lives and property. Then any form of resistance in that regard, maybe from Easterners, are being seen as a direct attack or resistance or defense to the Islamic agenda. And that is why you can see some of these soldiers have come out on several occasions and alerted the world on what is going on. And what is actually going on, that the Nigerian military might not be totally engaged in providing security for both the Yorubas, for both the Northerners, for both the Easterners. And the question is this now, why are they in the Southeast? Then there's a report also in that regard, linking deeply the activities and decisions taken by the late President Muhammad Buhari, having brought the entire, repentant Boko Haram and deployed them to the eastern Nigeria. So it was actually deliberate, according to the report we are seeing, that over 2,000, 3,000 Biafrans were actually murdered and killed by Buhari and his terrorist Islamic Nigeria military. I'm making reference. You can go and find out, how Amnesty came up with that report, and what justified that, and what triggered the reaction from the Canadian government for banning this party having link and sponsorship to these people who are bent on conquering. I keep on saying it. The problem is not the Southwest, the problem are the Biafrans. And outside that, imagine what it would look like in the absence of somebody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have, alerted the world on what is going on. And to an extent, the Jewish Federation of Jewish Organizations around the world, have demanded that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released, and that there's no how they will compare the issue of Gaza with that of Biafra. That Biafran issue is significant because Biafra has not taken arms against any organization, against any country, against any institution, against any government. That what Biafrans are looking for, are asking for, is for them to separate themselves and be able to defend themselves at every point, and without being compromising in the unity of being involved in compromising in the unity of Nigeria. What do I mean by compromising? We must understand very well, that the security architecture in Nigeria, in the police, in the army, and everywhere, seems to be, infiltrated, seems to be lopsided, seems to be working against the interests of people who are not seen with arms, especially people who are asking for the world to recognize their own freedom and sovereignty. While Hamas was just, an arm swing of the Palestinian government, who has sworn an oath to destroy anything that has to do with Christianity anywhere in the world. And the suspicion that if Canadian government can come out and do that, and saying that these parties are terrorist organizations, this APC and PDP are terrorist organizations, what does that tells you. What does that signify? What do you stand to gain from that information? The Nigerian media might not be able to publish it. A lot of people might not be able to react to that. But what they are trying to let the world know at this point in time, they are behind what is happening. And they come as a political party. They come as an organization or a will or a tool for to climb into a position of authority and with a hidden agenda. That's what it means. And what is the hidden agenda? And to continue the conquest, to continue the Islamization of Nigeria, to continue the destruction, destabilization and oppression and suppression of the Biafrans. And it has come to the notice of the Israeli government, and they decided at this point in time to send a delegate from the Israeli government, and that was what has triggered what the reactions now from the north. And if you look at the number of people who are reacting to the presence of Israeli in Biafra land, they are just saying who are they? Are they Hausas? Are they Fulanis? That's the question. Who are the people from the north who are against the Israeli presence in Nigeria? The question we are asking, who are they? Are they Fulanis and they Hausas? But I can tell you from information we gathered that majority of these people who are reacting are major political actors and extremists associated with the agenda of Islamization and Fulanization of Nigeria, the conquest agenda. I keep on saying it. A lot of people might not be able to understand each time we come on this kind of platform, and we are expressing and alerting you for you to understand where we are. I keep on saying it. Political parties we are seeing in Nigeria, political actors, governors, senators, and all of them, are they actually working for the genuine interests of the people? That's the question we are asking. Or are they just using political parties, to climb to a position of authority where they can now have automatic control and be able to, carry out a kind of agenda that does not suit a certain region, or that they feel that it is part of domination and oppression and suppression, so that they be able to control the commonwealth and the wealth of those regions. And the significant resistance that have been seen so far is the one that was led by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and that's the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention up to this moment. And the Igbo leaders, political leaders themselves, are they not actually seeing the handwriting on the wall? Are they also a threat to the Igbo race, to the Igbo nation, to the Igbo tribe? And that has signaled what we are hearing, that there is this global, uprising for Igbo communities, both those home and abroad, to begin to come together for a proper alliance and proper referendum, when it will be conducted by the powers that be. I believe that it will come to pass, given when the whole thing will be factored in. A lot of things are playing on the ground. Biafra is a reality, and I believe that Biafra will come. And one of the things why the world leaders are meeting over how to handle the issues of West Africa, Nigeria, and the Sahel nations, with Russia factor inside, with China factor inside, with American factor inside, with British factor inside, is how do they now go about, saving land. I remember to an extent that United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has also, been fingered to have been taking up serious issues concerning the anti-Christian killing that is going on globally now, under the disguise that they are not allowed to exist, or they should be wiped out of existence, or they should surrender to a particular region. And they are also looking at the only way to cover up this thing and to put a proper check on the infiltration and ongoing conquest, politically and otherwise, is to establish a nation like Biafra within West Africa that will stand tall, in terms of resistance, that will stand tall to defend civility, that will stand tall to defend Africa, that will stand tall to defend the black race, that will stand tall to defend the Igbo nation, the people who have never, according to history, the Igbo man has never for one day carried arms against anybody in terms of conquest, in terms of religion, sentiment, in terms of whatever. The agenda of of an average Igbo man anywhere in the world is live and let live. And if